I just want to share an article, or should I say several articles, that I read last night. And it's about a rapper who is currently trending in the news for unfortunate events. This happened in Temple City, California, January 1st, 2022. So, on New Year's Day. Deputies would respond to a residential call a little after 7 a.m. It was a possibility that it could be a domestic violence call. The police say that they had to force their way inside the home. A female appeared to have multiple gunshot wounds. The male sustained one self-inflicted gunshot wound. The adults were dead at the scene. There were 3 children in the home, ranging from ages 5 through 11. The children had called their grandmother when they heard gunshots. She told them to call the police. It's believed others heard gunshots too, and the police were called. Again, they had to push their way inside the home. The handgun was found at the scene. The children were removed from the home by the police. Despite articles saying they witnessed it, some articles say they didn't. But they were in the home in another room, and I'm sure the 11-year-old had a better understanding of what was going on than maybe his siblings did. So apparently, he's a rapper, or he was a rapper. He called himself J Stash, and the S was in a $sign. His real name is Justin Joseph, 28 years old, so I'll be referring to him as Justin. He was in a relationship with 27-year-old Janet Gallegos. I actually didn't know anything about this young man or this horrible situation that led 2 people to die and have 3 boys be without a mother. So let's just figure it out and get into it. If you know anything about J Stash that I haven't said, leave it in the comment area. I know nothing about this guy. So J Stash, he modeled, very attractive young man. He rapped, he sang. He was a music producer and a social media influencer. That's what he said. He resided at the time in Florida, but then he would go to California. I listened to an interview where he said he was actually originally born in New York. He called himself an entrepreneur. He's popular for his songs and his music videos. Wiki says that he launched many singles and music albums. He debuted an album in 2016 called Hood Rich. Well, he is doing pretty good for himself. His net worth, they said, is between $3 to $4 million. I listened to a few seconds of a song. I mean, I guess it was okay. I mean, it's what the kids, I guess, are listening to. But me, I'm old school. No shade, though. But I'm old school. I was very surprised to see that his longtime girlfriend wasn't just another face, but that she actually had a college education, or at least she was going to college. Her 3 sons are named Nathan Giovanni, Andrew, and Joseph Alexander. Now, some articles say that Justin isn't the father, and some say he is. This isn't Maury Povich, so I have no idea. If he thought they were his kids, guess they are. But anywho, I'm hoping that they weren't his kids, because I'm hoping that there is a father that can parent these 3 boys that were basically turned into orphans in a matter of seconds. Before he got into his long-term relationship with Jeanette, they said he had a thing going on with Neelam Gill. I had absolutely no idea who she was, but I Googled her, and she's a 5'10" model. He also had a relationship with Danielle Phaeton. I don't know if I pronounced that right. She says that she was physically abused when she was in the relationship with him in the past. Now, before I continue, news reporters, interviewers, bloggers, vloggers would actually, if they did their research right, you would know that Danielle and Jeanette are two different women. They're reporting Danielle dead by the hands of Justin. I even saw that she had been missing or kidnapped. That has nothing to do with this story that recently happened on New Year's Day. I didn't even read too much into that kidnapping, but I do know that Danielle Fenton is a totally different woman, and she is alive, or she's not dead because of Justin. I mean, I swear people will really take something and run with it. Google it. Google it after this video. Google who killed, or did Justin kill Danielle Fenton. It's going to come right up. It's amazing. Now, a side note. Remember in drama class, well, I guess depending on how old, I don't even know if they have drama class anymore. But anyway, in drama class many moons ago when I was in school, the drama teacher, it's like 25 students there, and the drama teacher would whisper something in the first student's ear. He would say something like, Cindy likes eating apples in a park. By the time it goes through all 25 students, the last student would say what was repeated. It's supposed to be what the drama teacher said. But instead, it's something like, Cindy's eating a McRib on the way to Jamaica in a boat. I mean, that's just how crazy that when you're giving information to somebody else, they'll add on to it. They'll take something out of it. It loses its meaning. It's, gossip. That's what it is. Gossip, it's a little bit of truth to everything. Like a truth in that sentence was her name was Cindy. That's it. So you really can't read too much into anything. Even it's supposed to be news, you just can't. So honestly, besides his work ethic and his hustling and his earning money and how he was wearing different hats, again, I knew nothing about this man. But I was a little impressed with what he had to do to get to where he was. But, I'm not really supposed to know anything about him. He's quite young. So, my speculation, he didn't seem to be really happy at that time. And from what I read and from what I listened to in this short period of time, so I'm not an expert on Justin, aka J Stash, but this is just my own interpretations. People who are happy, they don't do things like that. Honestly, it doesn't seem that people in their 20s are very happy. I mean, you're pushed to have unnecessary surgeries and you're already young. I mean, where's the natural beauty? And the guys seem to think that beating up their girlfriend and getting multiple women pregnant, that's what being a man is like. It's not. It's just more problems. Ladies, if you're in your 20s, just be you. If you decide to do a surgery, ask yourself why. Do you need it? Are you doing it for you? Are you doing it for the times? Are you doing it for someone else? I mean, a fad and a trend is like shaving half your head off and dyeing it. It's not a fake ass. But if a guy truly loves you and cares for you, he doesn't really care about you. But I mean, really ask any guy. Would you prefer your wife to be surgically enhanced or just a natural, pretty wife? I'm sorry, I just really had to say that. I somewhat want to mentor young girls in their 20s. I really, really do. But it's just so much going on right now. But just be you, be you. Because it leads me to this story. This is a young couple that's living in this beautiful house, and it's New Year's Day. It's the day of the year where you can redo some things, do it better than 2021. Justin He was young and he had options. And Jeanette, aside from, I'll say, living in her times, it seems like she was trying to do something better with her life. I mean, she was taking care of her children. Why are they arguing? Because she worked at a nightclub? And I even read they argued a lot and they bickered over little things. Why? It's no good. Arguing leads to saying things that you don't mean and saying things that you do mean. Destroying personal property, it's emotional, it's mental, physically hurting each other, doing things you can't take back, like murder. My condolences to his mother, and my condolences definitely to Jeanette's family.
So you grew up there, but then what's your connection with New York as well?
I was born in New York, so growing up, I always went back and forth. But like when I was like 19, I just moved to New York.
About this crazy ass situation you had, because there's a lot of accusations about you being a woman beater out there. This was the whole thing. It was in fucking the New Yorker.
The New York Times.
And I know that you want to clear it up because you posted about it on Instagram the other day. You said, I might do an interview one day.
3 days ago, you said I might do a long interview about clearing this up.
Yeah, so now we get
We
to
got
hear
an
the
hour
story.
right now.
Because we could just say first, it sucks because it's like when you hear about a domestic abuse case or whatever, it's like you want to give the woman the benefit of the doubt, but also as soon as they say that, the guy is just dragged through the dirt. And we're going to get to hear Stash's side of it right now, I guess.
All right, so I got into this little altercation with my ex-girlfriend, pretty much. I broke up with her. She couldn't accept it. I let her come to my house one night when I was going, like the same night I was going to Japan, because like she was pretty much homeless, you know. I just moved to this new apartment building in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Had her come through. I was sleeping. She went through my phone. I guess she seen some shit she didn't want to see. Pretty much got on the phone, started like crying, telling whoever she was on the phone with that, oh, she's gonna like beat me up or some shit. So pretty much, I wake up to her on top of me, literally just like punching me in my face. You feel me? Like the room's mad dark. Like she's just on top of me, punching me, like attacking me. So throughout that incident, like I did hit her through like self-defense, you know, like 2 times, literally in 2 seconds. And I just started restraining her, you know?